I just realized I forgot to do something. Hey, everybody, welcome to the Friday show. I was getting all ready and all set up, and then I just realized I forgot to send Sheldon the link. So it's going to be hard for him to join. He's going to be coming a little later anyway. He's got a lot of things on his plate, but he'll be along. Hey, Dale Atkinson, good to see you. Crafty Lady, hello. John Temperin, Eric Fry, Chucky Danger, Bill Simone, Rachel Gets It Right, Brandy is here, Michelle Wolfong, and Owl Woman is here. Good to see you, Owl. And Josh Casto, good to see you. Lisa Marie, how you doing? And I'm trying to say hello to everybody. I know Karen Alberting's in here. Barbara Moore is over on Rumble, holding down the fort. God bless you. And T-Bone is here, of course. And I'm just trying to see everybody's name. Hey, Chucky. Chucky Danger is here. Chucky sent me something we're going to go over. Ian, what the hell is that later? Thank you, Chucky, for that. Hometown Ghost Stories came in and rolled deep, folks. They rolled deep. Wow. 5 gifted memberships. God bless you. Love you. Mean it. All right. Who got them? KJWBR got one. Blues Chick got one. Pelican Trey got one. As did Vlog Sonny, my Vlog Sonny. Oh, congratulations, Sonny. Sonny's been with us for a long time, and that's wonderful. New York Upstate got one as well, so congratulations, all 5 of you. And special thanks to Hometown Ghost Stories, another amazing show. I love those guys. In fact, we're going to be doing a function at the in October. October is what it looks like. So I'll get you more information on that after I figure it out, all the details. There's always details, so we'll get that all straightened out and get you that information. But if you can be on the East Coast, or if you are on the East Coast, you should definitely be a part of it. We're going to do a Hometown Ghost Stories team up. I'm going to be going and teaming up with them, I should say. It's their function, but we're going to do a couple live shows, and they did one last year, and it was pretty successful, folks. So it'd be a great time. So we'll get you more information on that. I've got to get back to the guys and solidify that. My chat quit scrolling here, so I don't know what the hell's going on. Eric Fry is here as well. Crafty Lady. I think I already said hi to you. Ristel is here. Good to see you. Just going through the names. Josh Casto. Jason Finch is here. How you doing, Jason? I haven't seen you for a while. Or at least I haven't seen your name pop up that I remember. But hello to everybody. Brandy's here. Good to see you. But let me get a link ready to send to Sheldon so he can actually be a part of the show. It might help him a lot because right now he can't. So just bear with me just a minute while I dust up a little bit here. I can't believe I forgot that. Of all the things you're going to forget. It's like, just forget to invite your own kid. Why not? Why not? Here we go. New meeting. Blah, 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 blah. There we go. Getting it all framed up. There it came on. Oh, stop that. Stop with your floating recommendations. Copy, invite, link. Now I just got to go over to my email and send it to Mr. Sheldon Thomas and get this ball rolling. Sorry, guys. There it is. Link. And the link is pasted. There we go. All right, so he'll be along as soon as he can be. I have to learn to enunciate tonight, apparently, because my tongue has other plans, I guess. So, but we got an excellent connection. Everything's looking good. This is the Paranormal Portal. I'm your host, Brent Thomas. Marie Garman says, saw you. Wait, what did you say? I just scrolled off screen there. Oh, there you are. Saw you on SOR last night, Brent. Nice random surprise. That kept me up a little past my bedtime. I was dragging this morning. Yeah, it was kind of fun. I mean, it was a blast, actually. So I stopped in just to say hi to Dave because he's a great guy. I've really enjoyed getting to know Dave and to be comrades in arms with Spaced Out Radio. They're wonderful people over there as well. Dave's pretty excellent. And I was just chatting and stuff. And then I looked over on my Facebook and had a message from Dave. And he said, hey, why don't you jump on? I'm like, I didn't see it for a while. I actually had to leave and was puttering around here. And I'm like, you know what? Why not? I could do this other stuff, but I'd really like to go hang out with Dave and Brian Bowden. And we had a great time. So it was kind of an impromptu appearance. Marie says, hilarious show. Yeah, Brian is great. Brian's a funny guy. He's got a great outgoing personality. He's a natural presenter and shares his ideas. And I can't, I love the guy. I think he's wonderful. I don't agree with everything anybody says in this field, but I respect that's what they think. I mean, they could be just as right as any of us. So that's for very sure. Hey, Jose Sanchez coming in. Good to see you, brother. Where's Phil? I don't know where Phil is yet. I haven't seen him, but good question, Brandy. I'm sure he'll be along. Michelle Akiavati is here, and she says it's 10:09 p.m. here. You're over on the East Coast then, aren't you? Well, you could be coming to the Hometown Ghost Stories show then. That'll be again in October. I think October 24th is the date for that, as I recall, as the information's coming back into my gray matter here. But no worries. Hi, Car Juice came in over on Rumble. Good to see you. Author, illustrator BJ Lapierre is here. Great to see you. And I'm sorry, I haven't, the chat's just flying. So that and trying to send Sheldon the link. Owl Woman is here. Good to see Owl Woman. You always got new incarnations. I'm glad you used the same image next to your picture because that's Owl. Okay. Because as far as I know, it could be 15 different owls that have been here, but I'm glad it's you for what it's worth. Drew Star is here. Good to see you. Why did YouTube change some of our usernames? I'm noticing that as well. Everybody's got these weird numbers after their name. Do I? I don't think I do. I don't know. I don't know. YouTube's playing around again. Well, it's, excuse me. Hold on. Excuse me. There we go. Did I? Okay. I'm good, I think. No. Okay, good. All right. I will tell you this. I know that a lot of people are really critical of YouTube, but I'm here to tell you that, and maybe they've earned some of that through the years, and I'm trying to be middle of the road because, of course, I do like YouTube. Obviously, it's been the home of my show since 2017. It means a lot to me. This platform really means a lot to me, and I've loved watching the show grow. Oh, so Caleb is no longer Wizard Moon. I got you. All right. Fair enough. I appreciate the explanation because as far as I knew, we had a new guy here named Caleb, which is fine. I mean, you guys be who you want to be. I love you all the same. But I got to say with YouTube, it's an incredibly it's got to be such an incredibly complicated and sophisticated platform with a million different variables. And, you know, when you think about just the data storage alone that they accommodate for nothing, mostly, you know, I mean, they, you know, I can come on here as a person with a channel and do 12-hour, you know, videos every day for the rest of my life. And they house that, you know, and it's an incredible undertaking. And I can't imagine the complexity of what they do and what they're doing. And the fact that sometimes things go sideways, it's like, well, yeah, of course, you know, it's obviously an impossible task to expect that to go seamlessly all the time. I think they generally, for the you know, for what it's worth, I think they do an incredible job, and I'm really grateful for it. I know that I'm really excited about other platforms too. You know, don't get me wrong, but I do have to say I'll always have a warm spot in my heart for YouTube, because that gave me the platform to meet you guys, at least show you here I am. This is what I have to say. This is what we're doing, and so many of you have become dear friends to me in a very virtual way, but every time I look up and I see your names, it's like it just makes me feel great. And it's become this incredible meeting place to connect with you guys. So for that, I owe YouTube a lot, you know, and I always will. So I'm not going to hogpile on YouTube for, you know, what issues they do have. I don't know. It's a complicated world. So, you know, they're like everybody else, and maybe they have an agenda. I'm not saying they don't, you know, they certainly seem to, but I just, you know, this is where it all started. So, and yeah, I mean, everything evolves and changes. So whatever, I'm excited about Rumble. That's a great platform. I've really enjoyed being over there as well. And I'm excited to see things develop over there for the show, but it's all this evolution, and unfortunately, or fortunately, maybe it's a good thing, maybe it's a bad thing. This is a little bit editorial, but when I started the show, I kind of had this idea, like a lot of people have. I'm going to start a show. I'm going to put a light on, and everybody's going to come and check it out. And certainly that wasn't the case. And it has never been the case for the Paranormal Portal. It's never been an overnight success kind of show. And it's still not a success, you know, in a lot of ways. It is in a lot of ways, but isn't. You know, I still have bigger visions for what I want this to be. But it's been a steady growth. And as I've watched it grow, and as I've seen myself evolve doing these shows, as I've seen the shows evolve, as I've seen you guys evolve with me, I wouldn't have been ready for it to blow up at any point. And I'm glad that it's been just a growing, you know, I don't know, incline, but it's not been a steep incline. It's just been real gradual. And that's actually, I think, been really cool, because I think I would have lost my mind trying to deal with a big show right out of the bat. I think I would have ended up screwing it up somehow. So there is merit to having a slow, steady growth, and that's certainly been the case for the shows. But yeah, we've grown together like a family. You're right, Brandy. Absolutely. I've got a really cool piece of Icelandic spar. Oh, very cool. That's very, very cool. Brent, you have a very good show. Thank you, Bill. And I appreciate all you guys that are here and have been with me. And I appreciate all of you people who are coming and joining the crowd, joining the family here. It is a family. It really is. Harry Werewolf, good to see you. Two Shadows showed up. Brandy Copeland, hello. Okay, well, I don't know who Two Shadows is, but that's a new name to me. So welcome if you're new. If you've been here and I didn't see you before, I'm sorry, but I do the best I can to acknowledge y'all. Amanda's Crazy Life channel got here. I think you were over on SOR last night too, weren't you, Amanda? Yeah, it was a lot of fun joining Dave and doing that impromptu show with them. Very cool. All right, so I'm trying to scroll. T-Bone, you gifted 5. Oh, my God. T-Bone, you're always incredible. Thank you so much. And thank you to everybody that does what you can. I really appreciate it. So 5 gifted memberships. Let's check it out. Andrew Valdez got one, as did P-Melt. Got one. Congratulations to you both. Roberto Punch, welcome and congratulations to you. Vegas Dirt Pusher, you got one. Good to see you there, out there listening, brother. Data Druid got one as well. So congratulations to all 5 of you. Special thanks to T-Bone. You keep You keep doing so much. And it's just amazing. So I'm just scrolling up, trying to keep up with the chat here. You guys are going crazy. It's jumping in spurts, which is great. It's wonderful. So we got a lot to get to. You guys always spread the love. And even if you just hit the like that means so much to me, and it helps the show so much. There's so many ways to help support the show, and not many of them require any money. Just if you could recommend the shows, maybe copy a link to groups you're involved in, maybe let them know the show is out here. All of those things mean the world. And if you're watching a show when it's not live, leave a comment. All those things help amazingly. So I love you too, Mickey. Thank you. I think that's wonderful. You guys are amazing, all of you. Thank you so much. Dale Atkinson, how do you get a chance at gift memberships? Well, the way that works, Dale, is people can gift a number of memberships, and then YouTube just kind of goes and just throws them at whoever's in the audience that isn't a member already. Sometimes they can just be subscribed. I think sometimes not every one of those is people that are actively watching. I don't know for sure that that's the case, but I think most often it's just a random, okay, there's 5, eeny, meeny, miny, mo kind of thing. There's no rhyme or reason for it. I have no control over who gets one and who doesn't. It just, boom, it just happens. So just the luck of the draw, honestly. Honestly, it is. Let's see. All right, so I am going to try to get us to the news. I just spent 15 minutes yapping. Sorry about that, folks, but it's just good to be back with you. I love connecting with you guys, so thank you so much. The more that renew, the better. Amen. Yeah, if you like being a member of the show, or you like helping to support the show, you're welcome to renew. If not, congratulations. You got a month to check it out, see what you think. And if it's not for you, and it's not for everybody, no show's for everybody. I wish this show was for everybody, but it's not. But those who are here love the show, and I love them. And we just love each other. It's so much love. Makes me happy. All right, so, Blue Line Bigfoot Jake just came in, brother. Good to see you, man. Great to have you here. So, I think, hi, Lane Clifford. I just noticed you're here, too. I'm just trying to keep up. Again, just the chat names are a little different, so it's kind of throwing me for a loop. Bloodline Josh is here. How you doing, Bloodline Josh? Welcome to the show. What is that? What is your icon there? Blood Time Rules. Oh, Bloodline Rules. Okay. I got you. Is that, you have a show, Josh? Is that what's going on? Is that a show, Bloodline? Is that your, like a podcast or something? Or what? Just feel free to put it in the chat. That's fine. I'm good with it. All right, so we're going to get to the news. Obviously, we've got some news stories to go through. It's the beginning of every show. And once again, Sheldon will be along as soon as he can be, so we'll just get the ball rolling and see what the hell happens here. So without further delay, I guess we're going to get to, got to move stuff out of the way for my buttons over here for scene changes. We're going to get to some news. So buckle up, everybody. It's time for the news. There we go, folks. Time for the news. Welcome to the news desk here at the Paranormal Portal. It's exactly the same desk I was at before. Just a cool border. So, it kind of gives the illusion of doing something big. I don't know if that's true or not, but I had fun putting it together. Special thanks to Wes Germer. He's the one that actually, Wes Germer, creator and host of Sasquatch Chronicles, is the one that made that transition that you just watched. Just a great guy. All right, so let's just get into the news here and see what's going on. Now, once again, I do want to say we're doing good, Bloodline Josh. Glad you made it in, brother. I assume brother because your name is Josh. So if I'm wrong, correct me. But we've got a whole bunch of news to get to. Well, 3 articles, maybe 4. We'll see. I got 4 pulled up, but I got to save at least 1 for tomorrow because I don't know if there'll be more news tomorrow or not. So, again, we utilize a lot of different sites in the journey of the show, and these sites are incredible. They're incredibly well done, and their information is great. It's relevant. It's well updated, timely, awesome articles. And I can only ask you guys, please support these sites. These sites are incredibly well done, and I rely on them pretty heavily. They're pretty awesome, and I've never found better. So please visit these sites. Please give them your love. Please. That's the ghost radar, just in case you guys didn't know. I can put it up on screen. I don't know why I've got it hidden here. Oh, it's hidden because that thing isn't working. That's why it's hidden. Well, something in an update, it screwed up some of my tabs. I usually have it up on screen right over here, but it's not working. So anyway, that hissing means there was allegedly, according to the program, a big energy around. So we'll see. I don't know. There's always big energy here on the show, so I'm used to it. Anyway, please support these sites. Every one of these sites has incredible information, and there's so much incredible information, and they're well updated. So give them your love, give them your traffic. Your traffic equals revenue and keeps the lights on. So, all right, the first article is coming from an incredible site that we utilize all the time here on the news. And this is a website called unexplained-mysteries.com. And I do say dash on purpose because there's a dash in the URL. And I don't want you to go to unexplainedmysteries.com and go, well, this doesn't look anything like what I saw on the show, because it's not. This URL is unexplained-mysteries.com. And the dash is just a symbol, not the word. So just, you know. All right, the first article, and this one's pretty bizarre. And I think everybody, if you've been on YouTube or any of the social media any time in the last 5 years, you'll see a whole host of videos of traffic stops. And sometimes the police are way out of line, and sometimes the people are way out of line. And I mean, it's just a really charged situation all the time. I mean, nobody likes getting stopped. I'm sure the police are always worried about stopping people because you don't know what someone is capable of. It's all a bunch of unknowns. Well, in this article, you can see why they might be cautious. From the world of the bizarre of unexplained-mysteries.com comes our first article. We're going to get into it now. Irate beekeeper set swarm of bees on police officers during a traffic stop. Are you kidding? That man did not want a ticket. I'm sure that didn't help. I'm sure it probably didn't help make things better. I'm pretty sure that made it worse, but let's see what happens here. A beekeeper in Spain was so incensed when he was stopped by officers that he enacted his own unique form of revenge. The incident, which occurred in Spain's Catalonia region, reportedly began when the vehicle was pulled over for driving erratically and because the driver wasn't wearing a seatbelt. The man exhibited hostility towards the police as soon as they approached and shouted, "I should have run you over," but before being asked to take a breathalyzer test. When the results revealed that he was well over the limit, officers asked him to repeat the test for confirmation. Instead of complying, however, he quickly went into the back of his van and unleashed thousands of bees from a hive that he had been transporting. The bees swarmed the officers and began to sting the two men relentlessly. When they fled to a nearby restaurant to take cover, the beekeeper sneakily drove away. And that's not funny. I shouldn't laugh because that's horrible. What if they were allergic? He could have killed those guys. The two cops, who ended up in the hospital due to sustaining multiple stings, were able to call for reinforcements, and the beekeeper was quickly tracked down and arrested. Strangely, according to unconfirmed reports, he was later acquitted of any wrongdoing. Really? How did he manage that? How do you savage two police officers with bees and then get acquitted? I don't know what's going on. Are those like some X-Files kind of bees that got the black goo in them or something? That's some creepy stuff. I don't know. That's strange. I was expecting reckless endangerment, I don't know, any number of charges that could have been filed against those guys, and somehow he walked away from it. Maybe he brought honey. Maybe he brought some honey to the hearing and smoothed it all over. I don't know. That's so dumb. I don't know what to make of that. That's crazy, right? Anyway, that's our world. It's the world we live in. Justice is supposed to be blind, but apparently there's a bias for honey in this world. I don't know what to make of that one, but there's more. We got another article here. This one's pretty wild, and I'd heard something about some weird tectonic shifting going on in Africa. Like there's apparently one place in Africa where there's like a fissure that seems to be huge, where like the land is kind of splitting apart at one place, I think. If I'm remembering that right, I might not be. But let's check out this one from the Science and Technology files of unexplained-mysteries.com. Something pulsing deep beneath Africa could tear the continent apart. That's what I thought. Just saying. Just what I thought. Scientists have unexpectedly discovered mysterious rhythmic surges beneath the ground. The perplexing phenomena, which is detected from the Afar region of Ethiopia, consists of rhythmic pulses of molten mantle rock that surge upward like a heartbeat deep underground. Oh God, would you not be just collectively pooping yourself if you lived there? I would. This has pushed up the region from underneath, expanding the crust in the process. Eventually, it will rip the continent itself apart and form a new ocean. Oh, wow. We found that the mantle beneath Afar is not uniform or stationary. It pulses. And these pulses carry a distinct chemical signature, said study lead scientist Emma Watson. Hermione. No, maybe not. Probably not the same one. The ascending pulses of partially molten mantle are channeled by the rifting plates above. That's important for how we think about the interaction between Earth's interior and its surface. Fortunately for humans, however, any monumental tectonic upheaval brought about by this phenomenon won't occur for several million years. Whew. Collective sigh of relief, I'm sure, especially if you live in the Afar region. Probably huge. We found that the evolution of the deep mantle upwellings is intimately tied to the motion of the plates above, and this has profound implications for how we interpret surface volcanism, earthquake activity, and the process of continental breakup, said study co-author Derek Keir. I assume that's Keir. K-E-I-R? Sounds like Keir. Maybe it's Keir. I don't know. The work shows the deep mantle upwellings can flow beneath the base of tectonic plates and help focus volcanic activity to where the tectonic plate is the thinnest. Don't live there. I think it's time to move if you live on the thinnest part, but you got a million years to do it, I think, is what I read that to mean. So you might be okay, but I don't know. Then again, people have been in Hawaii dealing with volcanoes forever, so. Oh, Linda gifted a membership. God bless you. Thank you, Linda. Let's see who got it. Joanne Bia got one. Is that Bia or B? Probably B. But that's cool. Yeah, oh, I like your new picture. That's great. Awesome picture. All right, very cool. Nice to meet you, Joanne B. Bia or B. I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but congratulations on your membership. And you got 30 days to bask in the rays and light and love of the Paranormal Portal. So thank you, Linda, for making that happen. That's awesome. Really cool. All right. Oh, you leaving, Eric? Where are you going? You're not excused. Sorry. I can't hold you guys here. But I hope you're having a great night, Eric. Great to see you, brother. Thanks for stopping in for a while. Hopefully, what do you mean hopefully? You will see me tomorrow. Maybe even in your dreams. You never know. Just kidding. All right, let's get to the next article because there's at least one more. This one's pretty bizarre. I hope it comes with a video. It does come with a video. But this one, I thought we already watched this video, I think. It was on What the Hell Was That recently. But yeah, it's off on the, okay. Well, we'll check out the article. It'll probably give us a lot more information than what we've got so far. Paranormal Portal Prison Camp. Yeah, you cannot leave. You betcha. That's because I'm Minnesotan there. I threw in some Minnesotan slang. So, you betcha, don't you know, huh? All right. I live in the north of Idaho now, but I'm native Minnesotan. But let's check out this article. This is a video you should be familiar with if you're familiar with What the Hell Is That segment, because this is definitely one we covered. Kind of at the inception of What the Hell Is That. In fact, might have been one of the first videos I ever showed. But anyway, let's check it out. Here we go. This is from unexplained-mysteries.com. Alien shows up on doorbell camera in Compton, California. All right, let's see. And again, this is several weeks old, the actual video is, but let's see what they say. Something was lurking outside in the darkness after midnight, and nobody's quite sure who or what it was. The footage, which was captured outside a home of Jessica Ortiz in the early hours of the morning back on June 6th, has left a lot of people scratching their heads. Right at the beginning of the clip, you can see a strange bluish gray figure with an anomalously shaped head walking quickly across the bottom right of the frame. It was actually me. He's got one of those really alien gray heads. I kind of do too. I got a really long head. I don't know why. But anyway, it says, then a few seconds later, you can hear a series of sounds coming from somewhere nearby. The figure looks like the stereotypical alien, or as one person pointed out, Roger from American Dad. That was a good, kind of a funny show. I have cameras in the back that are motion censored, and they didn't pick up anything, Ortiz told the Hidden Underbelly. My aunt lives next door, and she said at about 12:45 a.m. she heard 3 loud bangs on the roof of her house, which is wild to me. She said she heard scratching sounds after the second bang and ran to her room and started praying. You can check out the clip for yourself below. There's an alternative YouTube link to check it out. What do you think it shows? And this is actually Jessica Ortiz's channel, so good for her. It looks like a Ring doorbell camera, as you can see up here in the corner, the Ring logo. But, you know, for those of you that haven't seen it, let's watch it. Here we go. I don't think there's music, but if there is, I'm going to mute it suddenly. But, nope. There it goes. Did you see it? Go back to the beginning. Check out on the right lower frame of the frame. Look at that little thing. What the hell is that? That's why it was on the, that's why I used it on that segment. Because I saw that and went, what the hell is that? Oh yeah, he's rummaging around something. I want to pause that though. I want to kind of go, let's get that off the screen. Why is it doing that? I don't want that in here. I didn't want that here. Oh, this is actually a Reels. This is from Facebook. I should pull it up in YouTube so we can go frame by frame. But, ooh, all right, let's, whoops, let me pause it. Let me do that. Let me pull it up in their YouTube link and see what that looks like. Might be able to see it a little better. This is the Hidden Underbelly's YouTube channel. Oh, we don't want that. We don't want that. Let me change, charge ahead a little bit here. I don't know. This is pretty long. This is 1:54. There's the actual figure there. So let's do this. I just want to see frame by frame what we can see here. And with YouTube, if you pause a video, you can use the period and the comma to go forward or back 1 frame at a time. And this should work. We should go forward 1 frame at a time if it's going to let me. Let's see. It should. Let's see if it will. No, it's not doing it. Huh. It should allow me to do that. But anyway. There's the little gray head appearing off to the side. There it is, over there. Do you see that in the lower right-hand corner? I guess that's, you know, that's probably 3 frame jumps or more, but it does give you an idea. Look at that head. That's not your normal neighborly head. So, I don't know. The extra rumblings or crashing that you hear is new to me. I never knew that from the original that we reviewed, but that is pretty crazy. It's eerie that it seems to know, or it seems to have a little bit of a sense of where that camera is, though, because it's stuck to the shadows pretty well. Although it looks like the porch is actually illuminated, so that could cause some problem for these things. I guess they're intelligent enough to stay out of the light, so we don't see them, but it still was captured a little bit here on the right. So interesting all the same. Yeah, I don't know what you think about that, but if you've never seen that before, there you go. I don't know what else to say about it. There's no way to draw any kind of conclusions from that much. Screen caped. What's screen caped? Hello, friend. I don't know what that means. Is there a shape to it? Well, it looks like, well, if you ever seen the cartoon show American Dad, there's a I think it's Roger is the name of the alien on that show. And it really does look kind of like the stereotypical alien head. I don't know, kind of from that show. It's very similar. Let me see if I could pull up an image of Roger from American Dad. Hold on. Roger from American Dad. Well, it's kind of similar. I'll pull this over so you guys can see it. There's Roger. It's kind of similar to that, although it's more flat on top, not quite as bulbous. Let's see if you guys can see what I'm talking about. No, you can't. So I'm going to put it up so you can. There's Roger from American Dad. It kind of looks a little flatter and longer in the back than this, but it's not a bad approximation, really. That's so it's what it looks like. I don't know if that's what it is, but it's what it looks like. Kind of like what it looks like. Is that a gray alien or something of the sort? Maybe. It could be legitimate, though. Brent, it was trying to open a gate, said the owner. Oh, really? That's what the clattering was? Huh. I'm just looking. Was that in the article, or did you hear that somewhere else? T-Bone. That's very interesting. Nope to that. Roger, he's my alarm in the morning. Yeah, if you heard Roger's, yeah, that alien scream is pretty much, it'll get you out of bed, I'm pretty sure. All right, there you go. Second article, no, that was the third one, wasn't it? Yeah, I only got one more, and I think that's going to do it for the news, because I got to save at least one article for tomorrow and then find two more from somewhere else. So, but I'm sure Unexplained-Mysteries will never let me down. They'll put up some new ones by tomorrow. So let's get back to the rest of the show. There we go. No. I got to get my button straight. There we go. Seen something similar on Paranormal Caught on Camera, but a much smaller scale. Like it was a smaller critter being. Was it smaller in stature, did you think, Jose, as you're saying that? Or I guess that's what I would take that to mean. Gots to feed the fur babies. You go take care of those fur babies, Josh. We'll wait here. We'll wait here. Caleb Benjamin. Okay. Caleb Benjamin. Yeah, that's Wizard Moon. Gotcha. Sorry, I'm just still not used to seeing that name. I was like, oh, there's a lot of emojis. Who's that? Sorry. I'll get better, I promise. Brent, whatever happened to Jimmy? Is he okay? He's not only okay, he's doing awesome. Jimmy is an incredibly talented guy. He's an extraordinary talented person. He did some video work for me as well on the video that I did from the hotel in Spokane, the research video that I did, and it's on the investigations playlist on YouTube. But he's doing great. Actually, he's got a channel. Let me actually pull it up, because I'd be glad to promote this. If any of you are readers, you'll probably will appreciate this quite a bit. But we're going to get to that. I'll get to that right now. Just hold on. I'm going to pull it up so you guys can see his channel on TikTok. You got to have TikTok. But I'm so proud of him. He's just done an amazing job. And he's such an incredible guy anyway. I love Jimmy dearly. And I miss having him on the show, but he's got his hands full. He doesn't have time because he's got his own thing cranking up. And here it is. It's this. This is his TikTok channel, ladies and gentlemen. It's called Narrated by Jim. And Jimmy's a great guy, and he does these narrations. It's just brilliant. And I don't know if you're into A Court of Wings and Ruin or any of that book series. It's a big book series. He's been going through several of these, but look at how well his videos are doing. He's just doing so incredibly well. So I'm thrilled for Jimmy, and just thrilled to see how big it's going for him. I'm sure it'll grow incredibly fast, and couldn't think of a more deserving guy. So there you go, Jimmy. There's a plug for you. If any of you are into any of these videos, incredible. In fact, he even did a cooking video, and I was really proud of this. So let me show you this. It's kind of a sidebar for the show, but he did a great job. And he's got a great sense of humor, so let's check this out. I hope I don't get a copyright strike from Jimmy. I don't think he would do that to me. Here we go.
I got a feast of thorns and roses, and I'm about to make some worms and jalapeno poppers. Let's go. Setting to 400, you're going crispy. Treat each pepper with the care resand would while tucking ferret into bed. Bink! You're gonna want racks on racks on racks. Cream cheese. Ranch seasoning. You can lick this thing when you're done, but turn it off first. Alice says that while you can use shredded cheese, the cubes make it extra gooey. I had some extra seeds because I like it hot. Also, if you're going to cut the peppers, it's very important you don't touch your face after. You never know when you're going to need it. You're going to want to wrap these things up tighter than Farrah around the Ator. And then you're going to want to pop that toothpick through as hard as you can, just like Eris on the ice. Now you're going to throw them in there for about 30 minutes. Make sure they get a real nice tan, but then we have to wait. Make sure you put your siphons on, and then we're going into battle. All in all, this took me about 50 minutes. I predict that I'm about to burn my tongue. Yep, there it is. Maybe let yours cool, but these were great.
There you go, folks.
I got a feast of thorns and roses, and I'm about to make some worms and jalapeno.
That's how Jimmy's doing, ladies and gentlemen. So definitely, if you've got TikTok, go support him. Go join his channel or follow him or whatever you do on TikTok. But his channel's called Narrated by Jim, G-I-M, and that's how he spells his name, Jim. And yeah, I'm sure he'd appreciate your love. So stop over there. Now I want to eat those. Yeah, I know it makes me hungry, but just such a creative soul. I just am so impressed and so happy for him. So there you go. That's how Jim's doing, just in case you wondered, because you did ask. So I'm thrilled to let you know. I should text him and say, okay. I got to check that message after the show. I got a message, not from Jim, but I will text Jim and let him know I covered that. I don't know if the music's copyrighted though, so I'll probably get a little spanking for that, but it's worth it. I'm happy to help support what he's doing and to bring him all the benefits and glory that he deserves. So, all right, we are going to get to the next part of the show, and this is a part I think we're all know and love. My man Underbelly posted it up originally, big head, goofy looking. What is this? You see Brent's comment right there too. Oh, did you see that? Did you see that? There was another comment under there that was hilarious, and I should have showed you that, but I was really proud of that. I mean, he's done a great job. So, he's very, very funny guy. I don't know if you know this or not, but Jimmy's also a comedian. Like he does stand up and stuff. So the guy is really brilliant. Very talented, by God. All right. So thank you, Brent. Yes, I was wondering how he was going. I like when he co-hosts, and he said his house is what? And he said his house is like a Halloween spirit store. Yeah, he likes decorating like that. I've been over there when I was over in Michigan, and really, really nice house. It's an older house, but they bought it and did amazingly beautiful work on it. Really incredible. So, all right, let's get to the next part of the show. This is the part that I know and love, and hopefully you will too. Here we go.
The hell is that?
Special thanks to Owl for that transition. That was beautiful. Loved it. And
what the hell is that?
Who the hell is that? What do you mean? What the hell is that? There we go.
I've been here for a little bit. I was just waiting for the introduction. It never came. So I'm like, I'm jumping in.
Well, it helps if you speak. That's a good flag for me because the screen is actually way over here on my other side, and it's blocked by my microphone stand right here. So
I could have just been here invisible.
You could have, but you wouldn't have gotten as much credit for being here.
Yeah, true.
Brent, Jimmy has not made me laugh. What did that say? Not made me laugh, but he makes me smile. Not in a weird way, if you get me. Yeah, I got you. I got you, Drew. No worries. Your masculinity. Masculinity is in check. Don't worry.
I'll help you out. It's okay.
Thank you. Yeah, it was like my tongue just forgot a word, and my mind was trying to speak it, but my tongue just went nope. Nope. Yeah. We're not doing that.
No.
We get you. All right. Oh, Jason Finch, are you okay, brother? Says no, things are not going well. I hope you're okay. I don't know what's going on, but of course, oh, he's on administrative leave from work. Oh,
Oh no.
hang in there, brother. It'll get better. It's fine. Oh, well, I don't know the nature of what you're talking about, but just know our heart goes out to you, buddy. And if something falls through, just know there's something greater waiting for you. Just got to believe in that. That's what I hang on to every day.
That's right. What did they change the chat? Why is everybody's name at
I know.
now?
Everybody's been saying that tonight. I don't know why either. And it might be Restream's chat that is doing that, because I use Restream, and
I don't use Restream.
you don't need to, because I use it. Everything that I stream, when you connect to me, you're connecting to Zoom. I put you on OBS. That's where I take a screenshot of the Zoom and I put it on here. So that's where you and me are. And then OBS gets sent out to Restream, who distributes it to all the platforms. It's like it's like magic.
Oh, I see. That's why everybody's name is like ats instead of like their display name. Yeah, I'm showing up as Razors1129. I haven't used that name in a long time.
YouTube remembers.
Oh my God, it does.
Hi, Deb. How are you? I didn't see Deb's over there on Facebook. Great to see you, my lady. Lots of love to you.
Miss you, Deb.
And love to the family, of course. All right, Sheldon is in his favorite spot. I really don't like it. Yeah, nobody else likes it either. Nobody else likes the ats, but I don't know where it's coming from. YouTube or Restream is hitting old identifiers. I don't know. And Owl's having a grilled Nutella sandwich.
We'll look at other live streams to see what's happening with them too. No, it's just yours. Never mind.
Thanks. Okay, great. Thank you.
It's your fault.
Probably is. I don't know what happened. I didn't do anything though, but you never know. Probably
Maybe an update.
Well, actually, OBS updated, so that might be part of it. I did update that just before the show, so that could be it. I don't know, but we're gonna do. Why the hell is it on here?
We're gonna do. What the hell's that?
I know, right? But I was gonna run it again since it's been so long. Let me pull this up. I gotta add it to here anyway, so let me do it. Let me do it again because we gotta do it right.
What the hell is that?
Suddenly you showed up and changed the flow, so you got to re-encapsulate this.
What is that from?
What, the voice? It's Arnold Schwarzenegger from, I think it's from First Predator.
Yeah, Predator. Yeah, you're right. Okay. Yep. I knew it sounded familiar.
Yeah. New subscriber, Windswept Lady. Woo! Woo! Thank you very much. Really appreciate your love and support. Everybody gets love, especially if you let me know that you subscribe personally. That's really cool. I don't usually get announcements like that, so that's awesome. And I'd like to celebrate it. So thank you, Windswept. I appreciate you being here.
We should.
Well, if I know it, we will.
Yes.
It's not only should we. For those of you that are new to the show, Sheldon is actually my eldest, my firstborn. He's the first branch on my personal family tree.
The big one. That's right.
You're the big branch. So, yeah. All right. So let's get into the what the hell is that? This is a segment that we've started doing more recently. It's probably the newest segment of the show. Not probably, it is. And Rob Thomas, I don't have time to read that. But it's where we look at evidence I guess evidence is the best way to surmise it, but it can be video, it can be photos, and we just kind of review it and just say, well, what the hell is that? Is that possibly real, or is it obviously fake, and why? And there's any number of reasons, because I firmly believe that there is real stuff out there being posted, but you got to dig through this swamp of crap to find it. And part of why I do this segment is I'm just going to show you. Oh, Windswept is an SOR person. Oh, very cool. Very cool. Well, welcome. It was great being on the show over there last night. I hope you were there. But I just think it's good to review this stuff as critically as we can. Yes. And still, regardless of whether I think it could be real or not, it's still anybody's guess. But I just want to, really focus on critical thinking and the evidence that's out there, because it's shocking to me how many people just jump on, oh, that's obviously real. without really examining it and breaking it down. And I think it's important to look at everything very skeptically, because there's a lot of people throwing a lot of garbage out there. But I do think that there's nuggets of real brilliant captures out there. You just got to find them in all the mess. So that's the impetus, or shouldn't use that word. That doesn't ever sound right.
Impetus.
Origin. That's the origin of the inspiration of this segment. God. I'm no longer going to use that word on live shows ever. There you go. All right. So this is What the Hell Is That? All right. I got to quit saying so much. I'm saying a lot of ums. This is the first one. I've got 3 things to go through with you guys. The final, or the next one is the one submitted by Chucky, and some great discussion points. But this first one is allegedly, potentially video evidence of what might be a Bigfoot. Now, is it or not? I don't know. The clip is pretty good, but and before we show it on screen, I'm just going to say that the hardest part about this stuff is the advent of AI. It's making this harder and harder to know whether you're looking at something legitimate or if you're looking at crap.
Absolutely.
And again, I will reiterate this over and over and over and over. I think it's so important that they digitally watermark this stuff, so it automatically comes up on whatever video player you're watching it on, AI render, or some little indicator or a flag that pops up, even if it's just for 2 seconds. It's like, oh, okay, I can see that's an AI render. That should be built into every one of these platforms, unless you buy a commercially graded one that you're doing actual production work. Otherwise, I just, because there's too much of this stuff, and maybe it's real, maybe it's not, but it's making it harder and harder for us to really distinguish which is which. So this one is coming from Boise Bigfoot, and it looks like it could be a good video, but again, you guys be the judge. Here we go. First video. You guys may have seen this before, maybe not. I think this is Boise Bigfoot, but let me play it, and it'll say right on screen whose it is. We're not doing the sound though. Yeah, Boise Bigfoot. There's the video, folks. I think it's interesting. First off, I'm just going to say it looks like body art on the back of a heart on its butt cheek, which to me already is like, why does it look like it has a butt cheek heart? Watch it this time when it goes through. That looks like a heart, doesn't it?
Yeah, it kind of does, actually.
He's got a stylish shave there. Because Bigfoot can't do tattoos, but maybe they shave for their body art expressions. But that's Boise Bigfoot.
Stamp.
It's like a Bigfoot tramp stamp. Bristol. That's the big part for me. Now, the other thing, I think it is AI, and I've thought that since I saw it. The reason why is that chicken doesn't look bothered at all while he's carrying allegedly another one.
Yeah.
Any chicken will scoot as soon as you get near it. I've never seen a chicken that's like, it's okay if something's walking right up to it, almost stepping on it. That chicken looks largely uninterested.
Something just seems off about it. I can't quite put it.
Yeah, it's a tough thing. I really don't. I think the heart tramp stamp is it's kind of disturbing, but also the chicken that it's basically almost stepping on that seems to somehow disappear suddenly in front of it. I don't know.
Does its shadow just disappears? Yeah, okay.
So that's what I think the hell that is. What do you think, Sheldon? Agree?
I don't think it's legitimate. That's my gut. That's my gut on it.
Yeah, Marie says also none of the chickens care, and that's a good point. They should be freaking out if there's a big predator coming by.
Yes.
I mean, generally chickens are pretty restless animals. They don't get real serene. I'm not a chicken farmer, so I don't know. I mean, but I've been around chickens, and every time I have, they've been like, nope. You know, there's a 5-foot bubble that they don't let you get any closer. At least for me personally.
Even the hair looks like he's showered and like used shampoo and all that on it. It looks too clean.
Yeah, but
I'm sorry.
Well, there are plenty of sightings where people are like, wow, the hair was just perfect. You know, really? Of people with, live sightings. I do think that they probably groom themselves. I think that, to think that they just end up with ratty dreads all over, I don't think, is realistic. Like all animals groom, but perhaps they care for themselves like that. Now, not every time. Sometimes they're seen and they just look like they're in a state of hell. But I think that's also intentional. I think they may rub themselves down with dirt and other debris before they go out just to kind of cover their scent, So, but sometimes people see them and they say, God, their hair was just shiny and silky and looked well groomed. So that's not an impossibility. So just to throw that out there.
Okay. Well, and the walk looks too clean. I don't know what it is about it.
Okay, you hit on another point that I wanted to bring up. Okay. Look at that swagger.
Yeah. Yep.
Now the only real videos that I think I've seen that I think are legitimate are the Patterson-Gimlin and the Freeman files, Paul Freeman's footage. Mm-hmm. In both of those instances, there's no swagger. When they're walking, their head's on a plane. And I think this is an AI fabrication. And that was one of the big tells at first. Sorry, I got a cough. Why do you do that? Why? I try to tell you so that you can talk or something to fill in the void, but instead you go,
I find it entertaining.
You go full dick mode every time I say I'm going to cough.
That's what you should have told me.
I don't want to. I guess I won't anymore. So, chat poll time. Patterson-Gimlin is legit. Absolutely, Tyler. I'm 100% in that camp for sure.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So, looks like a dancing gorilla suit from Fremont Street. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, the legs are extra stubby, too, which is a little bit weird. Does have really long arms, but the legs look extra stubby. Like there would be a little more balance between the arm length and the leg length, but it looks like the arms are actually longer than the legs by several inches anyway, if that was to scale, or half a foot, which would make them too long based on the stubby legs. You're right, it does have more of gorilla proportions if a gorilla is standing up. So that's a good take.
Yeah.
Yep,
Mm-hmm.
Good take. Yep. Drew Starr put a quote out there. The hair was perfect from Warren Zevon, who was a witness. So,
wow.
Yeah. Anyway, and I'm not putting down Boise Bigfoot. They're just posting it out there. But chat poll time. 1, you think it's real? 0, you don't. 1 or 0. We're going binary here. Shoulder pads. Yeah. Yeah. I don't think it's a suit. I think it's an AI render. But you're right, Mike. It does. The shoulders are huge. So 1 or 0, 1 real, 0 not real. All zeros.
Wow. Yep. Have not found a 1.
Let me know if you see a 1. I'm going to check Rumble here. What do we got? Yeah, Justin Gooder said, looks like an AI to me. Stride is wide, Car Juice says. Yep. Barbara says, no. She says, me neither. I don't think that would be that chill. Car Juice says, yeah. Chicken needs help crossing the road, Barbara says. Yeah, all kinds of zeros, folks. So nobody's on board with this being legit. Hey, Neil, good to see you, brother. Yep, zeros all down the map. And I agree with you guys. I don't think this is real. But this is the struggle of evidence going forward. Is it's just going to keep getting better. And you can see that, if AI wanted to, it could made this perfectly visible, but it was done in such a way to make it look legitimately like a security tape. Mm-hmm. It's getting scary how good this stuff is. So, yep, I'm with you. Not real, but wait, there's more. And here we go. We're going to get to the next one up on deck here. This one is from Chucky. Chucky sent me this one, and I think it's fascinating. Now, full disclosure, I think I've seen this one years ago. I don't think this one is new by any measure, but it's really controversial clip. And Chucky and I were talking about it before the show. It's interesting because it's pretty ambiguous, but what was I going to do here? Oh, I was going to show that comment. There's a comment on this one that's hilarious, and I want to make sure to show it. So remind me, Sheldon. Okay. So this one is well, I'll put it on screen. You can see it. It's kind of ambiguous where the background information is on this. Where did it come from? And I don't know for sure. And Chucky didn't really know either. But the story is that it's potentially some kind of black group that might have hunted down a Bigfoot. So here you go. This is the image. And again, tell me what you think. There's the image. So I'm going to leave it out there for anybody. What do you notice about the image? What do you think?
It's just a picture. Oh.
Right, yeah, it's not a video. It's just a photo. I think it's just a photo, right, Chucky? Yeah, it was just a photo.
That doesn't quite seem right there, huh? Yeah.
Well, there's a helicopter here, and looks like
the proportions don't seem right.
The proportions don't seem right, exactly.
Yeah.
That was a big thing. Again, the legs and the arms on a Bigfoot should be almost equal in length between the two, whereas like our legs as Homo sapiens are longer than our arms by a pretty good degree, like 20% longer, I think is what our legs are. I could be wrong. However, on this image, whatever it is, the arms look small. Now, this just reminds me of something. I got to see if I can pull it up here.
Well,
and I'm looking for it because if I can find it, I think it might be almost identical to what we're looking at here. But let me try using other.
Yeah, I'm assuming this is just a picture of a helicopter, but they edited in the Bigfoot. I'm assuming. Right?
I'm sorry, what was that? I was trying. Here it is. Yes, here it is.
Oh, okay. No, I'll let you continue. Go ahead.
I found it. It's out of stock image, but I think it might be almost a 1-to-1 match actually for this image, Chucky. I think I cracked it, Chucky. I think I did.
Oh boy.
I'm kind of excited about it though, because it just occurred to me, hey, that looks very similar to an image I saw a long time ago of another hoax. And here it is.
I think I know which one it is. Maybe.
I'm putting it up on screen right now if you can see it.
Waiting. Oh.
Look at that. Look at the arm bend is the same.
Wow.
The one arm here, the longer legs.
There it is.
Yep. This is exactly the same image that's been cropped and superimposed on this one.
Yep.
Look at that. The same bend in the arm. It just occurred to me now. I was like, God, I think I've seen that somewhere. I was like, oh yeah, that old time photo. Now, this is definitely a hoax as well, ladies and gentlemen. It was a long time ago exposed as this is actually a grizzly bear that was hanging upside down, and it was edited somehow quite a while ago with some form of Photoshop or whatever. And you can see an original of this with the grizzly bear. Thank you, T-Bone. I just remembered it now. I was like, God, why are those arms so stubby? Why does that remind me of another one? And there it is. There you go, folks. It's definitely not real. So I'm going to skip the chat poll this time because
I don't think we need that.
It's nailed. That is exactly the same one.
It is.
Yep.
Well, I mean, Rachel brought up another good point, which I did notice as well, is that helicopter, is being as far away as it is, that Bigfoot would have to be massive for it to be seen.
Right. Yeah, it's like a 15-footer. And there's claims up in Alaska and stuff of there being big ones like that. And I'm not saying it's not possible, but I'm just saying that
it has to be a 20-footer.
But you're right.
How far away that helicopter is.
That's a helicopter that doesn't want to be anywhere near this too, because it's about 300 feet higher than the Bigfoot.
Yeah.
It's like a bungee jumping Bigfoot.
Yeah.
And I wanted to point out this comment though, because this comment cracked me up. But there you go, folks. Case solved. This is exactly the same image. It's superimposed on this helicopter image.
There you go.
There we go. I did want to show this comment because it cracked me up. It said, lets his guard down while vlogging. Have you seen some of those vlogs, Sheldon, of the Bigfoot vlogs?
No.
Oh,
yes, I have. Yes, I did. Yeah,
they're hilarious.
Yeah.
Yep. So there you go.
You mean vlogs?
Yeah, vlogs, vlog. It's a video log.
I was wondering, like, what is a vlog?
It's video log is the original word. Everybody just says vlogs now, but yeah. So Spaced Out Radio is in here? Did somebody say Spaced Out Radio? No? All right.
What did I see?
All right. Very well. Brent, the paranormal detective. Well, it was just that body shape, That was what really killed it for me. I was like, I know I've seen that before. And I was like, bing. That's where I saw it. I'm kind of proud of myself, actually, because...
Yeah, that was impressive.
Yeah, thank you. But it was just the way that pose was. It's like, I know I've seen that before. So there you go. It's definitely a fake. We're not going to do the chat poll on that one. We got one more. And this one actually comes from a news site. So it could be very legitimate footage. I don't know. It's kind of gotten buried after it. I would have thought this would have been a huge story if it was covered by the news. But maybe there's a lot we don't know. However, we'll get to that now. Let me close this one. Thank you again, Chucky. I appreciate you sending this, brother. That's very, very cool. But I love that comment. It lets it guard down while vlogging. Gets dragged out with a helicopter. Somebody should do a follow-up like, hey guys, damn it, I was just eating mushrooms. Yeah. The captain is here, a.k.a. Dave. Well, God bless you, Dave. Had a great time with you last night, brother. Thank you for letting me in the door and letting me come on your show. It's always a blast. So, hi, Whispering Portals. Good to see you. Thanks for stopping in. So there you go. That one's cracked. Okay. We solved it. Let's go on to the next one for the what's the hell is that. Here's a video. Could be legitimate. I'm just going to put it out there. I don't know, though. I don't know. And I'm not representing any of these as legitimate, but maybe it's legitimate. I don't know. Not that, the news is always real legitimate, but at least I think they try to be in a lot of cases. In other cases, they don't try to be. But here we go. This is a video. This is coming from Boston 25 News, ladies and gentlemen. And let me get it up on screen so we can make sure it's framed up right before we go for the play. Let me see where are we at here? There we go. I want to get the video itself in frame as much as we can. And this comes from, looks like, which channel is this? Oh, UFO Slow Exposure Channel, UFO-Slow Exposure Channel on Facebook. Posted this. Let's check it out. Again, I watched it. I was like, wow, that looks like a good capture, but I don't know what I'm seeing for sure. And there could be any normal, mundane things it could be, but what if it's real? What if it really is some form of aliens? Let's check it out. Here it is.
Reporter Alyssa Azara in Pembroke, where a woman says she was enjoying the pool Wednesday night when she saw a strangely shaped and unfamiliar object falling from the sky just over there. The whole thing now caught on video.
Then I look up here to the sky, I see something falling down, so I pulled out my phone and I zoomed in and it was right about there.
Colleen McCormick was out by her hot tub around 9 Wednesday night when she says she saw something strange and unfamiliar up above.
I see something falling down from the sky. It had blinking lights and looked like it was on fire or something. And it was just coming down really fast. I had no idea what it could have been.
McCormick captured this 8-second video from her backyard showing an unidentified object headed straight down.
There's 3 things, so it looks like it's fire or a big...
How did I get muted? I muted myself for some reason. I don't even know how. I don't remember reaching over there. I just wanted to break down this descent a little bit. I mean, it looks... I don't want to look at her phone. Where's the actual image? Maybe I went. There it is. There it is.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it does look like something weird, right? And it's got blinky lights on it. Now, could it be some form of drone or addressing on a drone? Yeah, absolutely it could be. And I don't know, maybe that's why the story just kind of died, but I would think it was broadcast apparently on Boston 25 News. And if it was legitimate, you would think that it would have been picked up by more, gone nationwide. But I only saw it here, so we'll continue to watch it.
The object quickly vanished from her view.
It seemed like it was coming down so fast. It was just it knows what it's doing. It just goes like that. I don't know. It's weird.
With having never seen something like it before, McCormick's mind went racing.
I thought it was some explosive, but I don't know. Hopefully I'm not the only one that saw this. I'm not going crazy. I didn't see things, but I got it on video, so I'm I did definitely see something.
Now, the FAA was not able to comment on the video McCormick took, but they said they did not get any reports of debris in the area. Both Pembroke Fire and police said the same thing. On scene in Pembroke, Alyssa Azara for your local station, Boston 25 News.
There you go. I don't know. What is your take? Anybody got any thoughts about this? Man-made, whatever it is, Aussie Tiger says.
Does that look like any shape that's been reported though? It kind of looks like spherical.
It's a tough thing.
Not spherical, but like
a cylinder of some kind.
Cylindrical. There we go.
Cylindrical. Yeah, I don't know. You'd think the rocket would be pointed the other way. Yeah, I mean I didn't see usually when a rocket is fired and comes down, you can see the actual tube of the rocket, and then a chute extended from it, and that's not what I'm seeing. But again, it's a little out of focus enough that you can't really dial in what it is. And it could be just some production drone that just has a different shape or more, whatever. It's hard to say. Yeah. It is kind of conical in a sense. Yeah, Batman. Yep. There was definitely a meteor today in the southeast. Oh, very interesting. I didn't know about that.
Oh.
Space trash. I saw this somewhere earlier and they said it was a meteor or some such. Oh, that's definitely not a meteor. It's way too slow on the descent.
Yeah. Well, and it couldn't be. I don't think it could be space trash, right? Wouldn't it have burned up in the atmosphere being that small? No.
Well, it's hard to know. Again, it's a little out of focus, and there's no way to know how far away that is. It could be just on the other side of a roof of her house, for all we know. It's, video images like that are really tough to get a real sense of distance. It can look like that, but that's why we watch movies, and they call that forced perspective in the movies, where it looks like something is way far away, and they'll, and they make these buildings that are about the size of your house, but they look like skyscrapers what they do is they like the brick layers. They make each layer of brick a little smaller, and then it shoots up into the sky, so it looks like the thing is like 400 stories when it's just 40 feet.
Yeah.
It's a forced perspective thing. Go to like Universal Studios theme park and stuff. There's a lot of it at the Harry Potter world and stuff. They do these forced perspective things where it's like you're looking at Hogwarts, even though it's probably just the size of a house, but it looks like a huge castle. So anyway, I don't know. This one I'm a little different on. I'm going to need a chat poll to let me know where you guys sit on this one. 1, you think it could be legitimate, or 0, you don't think it is. And it's okay to think it's legitimate. I think it might be. I don't know. You can't rule out anything, but you can't necessarily rule anything in either.
When you say legitimate, like it's an actual video, not faked, or do you mean like it is a UFO versus space debris or whatever else?
Could it be real? Like really a depiction of some kind of UAP descending to the Earth? So Chucky thinks yeah. Amanda says no. Michelle says yeah. Rachel says yeah. Karen says yeah. T-Bone says yeah. Bill Simone says yeah. And Bugs is in the middle, 0.5. Okay, fair enough. Vincent, not sure. Werewolf is 2, which was not an option, but thank you for voting. Supernatural Station, how you doing? Good to see you, brother. But what it is the question. Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, it's a UFO, right? It's unidentified flying object or descending object, so it is a UFO.
Yeah,
but
is.
I mean, it is. Yeah, Chucky says it is unidentified. Exactly. Yep. Marie Garman's got 3 dots. Elaine's halfway there. Could be real. Yeah. Good. I mean, that's about right. I hate when my cat's hair. All right, Daniel. Thank you for that update. Boncho, that was not an option. Thank you for weighing in, though. I have to see it again. Yeah, and you can. I can put the link in the chats if you guys want to watch it and rewatch it and come to your own conclusions. We just reviewed it a couple times, the actual descent video in the course of that, but it's a kind of a longer video, so I don't want to waste a lot of show time replaying that and replaying it. But Brent, can you show it again? Roll that wonderful bean footage, my guy. I can cue it up to where the object is actually coming down if I can do that. Here we go.
Yeah, it looks like it's on fire at the top. That's weird.
Yeah, it's strange. Here's the actual descending object as from the footage she took.
As she saw something strange and unfamiliar up above.
I see something like falling down from the sky. It had like blinking lights and like looked like it was like on fire.
So there you go.
Oh, Jesus, blinking lights. So.
Yeah, I mean it's hard to tell what kind of lighting is going on there. There's blinking lights. I don't know if it's flame or if that's just some kind of haze, making it more glowy than it is supposed to be. I don't know. It's anybody's guess, but interesting video all the same. And I think it might be legit as far as being something from out of this world or something we're not used to or whatever. but it could be. It's not ball lightning, John. Ball lightning. Yeah.
Always bringing up that ball lightning.
Yeah.
One day, Johnny will be.
One of these days, John, we're going to get you some ball lightning, brother. I promise. Mike Prine says star cluster, but they don't usually fall to our planet. So I'm not believing that it's a star cluster, but interesting thought. I preferred UFO. I do too, Jose. I do too,
Yeah.
honestly. I don't think we
crap
need new
around.
buzzwords for everything, but I just use it sometimes, just because I'm trying to make sure everybody understands. Promotion for Ironheart, maybe, maybe it's a Marvel promotion. We were just late to the game. Sorry for the typos. It's okay, Whispering. You're not gonna have it. Your chat is not graded and handed back. You're good to go. What is Sheldon drinking? What are you drinking, Sheldon?
Coca-Cola, the nectar of the gods.
Yeah, it's my boy.
That's right. I used to like Pepsi more, crazy enough, but I grew out of it.
Thank God. Don't say the P word. Don't say the P. No offense to Pepsi, but I just don't like your cola at all.
Yeah.
It is like tears and rage all in a jar. So, Brent, you did great on SOR last night. Enjoyed having my 3 faves on together. Oh, thank you, Amanda. Appreciate that. Well, there you go. That's what the hell is that? I hope you guys enjoy that segment. I think it's fun. It's fun to dive into these things and see what we discover, what we think. And let's get back to everything else.
The hell is that?
Boom. Boom. There it is. Let me turn that off before I end up turning it on again by accident. All right. So we're going to touch on an article we've been going through for, started it last show, actually. This is 30 spooky paranormal stories from former military personnel. And these are pretty interesting because these are, people that were, when they're serving, they saw something they can't explain. And again, I'd like to just encourage everybody, if you haven't checked out Tales from the Grid Square on Instagram, that's a great channel. He gets these claims and stories directly from the people and creates videos of them. And they're really well done, really interesting and fascinating stories of what people have seen. Some of the active duty stuff from like Afghanistan and stuff is pretty crazy. Like some really crazy stuff is going on over there. And, I think everybody knows about the Kandahar Giant. Well, that's a story that allegedly emerged from Afghanistan from active duty personnel. So there's a lot more like that. And so check out Nick Orton's Tales from the Grid Square on Instagram if you can. Why is my camera always weird on the framing? I gotta try to rotate.
Oh yeah,
this
it's
one.
more to the left.
It is.
Or you're right.
I went the wrong way. There we go. I'm turning it with my foot. Yeah, I'm always like over here, like, and then when I try to like edit this to do shorts, then your face is all blurry. But
oh no, okay, yeah, I'll fix that.
No, you disappeared. It's all background.
All that.
There you go.
We're working on it.
Isn't it weird? You got to refocus these things. But I try to edit these things as shorts, and I got like my ears. Looks great on camera when half your face is chopped off and you're trying to put together a short. Oh, thank you, T-Bone. T-Bone says, thank you for Brent for promoting sites. I've enjoyed many of them. Yeah, I think it's great. Yep. Oh, yeah, you're right, Caleb. Oh, man. He said, Coke was my favorite when I drank soda, especially the Mexican Coke. So good. Yeah, because it's real sugar.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, Mexican Coke. Oh.
Do you know what Sheldon gave me last Christmas?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Gave me a crate of Mexican Coca-Colas.
Yeah, you can get a whole crate from Costco, guys. Costco membership No, I'm kidding. It's not sponsored. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't kill my show. Claiming sponsorships. No, but
Costco, if you want to, I am a big supporter.
Absolutely. You're still blurry though. Really blurry.
I know. I'm trying to fix it.
Is it turn off your background or something? Because that's all nice and crisp. Everything else is fuzzy. You look like you're sitting there in a fog.
I am in the middle of reorganizing the room, so.
Oh yeah, so it's a disaster. Gotcha.
We don't need to see that.
No, but it'd be nice to see you a little more. Just for saying. Yeah.
I am working on.
All right. Well, let's get to the next part. This is this article. This is this article I was talking about. Here we go. We're on number 11 of this article, and this is, again, Thought Catalog. It's written by January Nelson, and it's a pretty great article, pretty fantastic. And it's from 2018, but it's incredibly well done. We're on number 11. I was thinking of reading 11 last night, but I was like, nah, let's get on to the cryptids, and we're going to do the same. I'm only going to read a couple of these and then get to the cryptid corner before it's all over. All right, so here we go. Number 11, I was working the night shift in an old skiff. That was originally, I looked at that and I was like, oh yeah, the word skiff, I know that. Like I know no military terms whatsoever, but I recognize skiff. An old skiff that was really originally built back in the 50s, and I started to feel sleepy, so I went for a walk to wake myself up and ended up getting lost in the maze of underground tunnels. Finding myself in a part of the complex that obviously hadn't been used in decades, everything looked like it was just left there and forgotten one day, just eerily frozen in time. I was extremely tired and stressed out from work, and that really didn't help me to be able to rationally retrace my steps. Everything around me seemed like something was hiding in the shadows and watching me. Well, it took a long time, but finally I made it back to my position and didn't tell anyone what happened. And luckily, it was a night shift and no one even noticed that I was gone. A year later, we got a new guy. And in the middle of the night shift, he got up and went for a walk. A couple hours later, he came back looking like he'd seen a ghost. I just gave him a knowing nod, and he knew I knew exactly what he just went through. So the guy didn't really see anything. He just felt uncomfortable and found a really old part of the underground network, I guess. That would be kind of fascinating, though, wouldn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know. You ever been in a skiff, Sheldon?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. All right. Well, there you go. All right. Number 12, not my story, so I'll tell it the best I can. And this happened during a rotation at the National Training Center sometime in 2015. A battle was occurring at night. A light appeared in the sky, and for 10 minutes or so, there was silence. Well, this may not seem too interesting until you look at the numbers and statistics. You're looking at massive amounts of people and equipment during a rotation, constant radio chatter, vehicle noise, people talking, etc. And suddenly, just nothing. Then the light seemed to make a couple strange turns, one being around 90 degrees, and split and disappeared. Wow. That's crazy.
Wow.
Not what you expect from your night lights. Not what we should expect, but, you know, we obviously know something's up there. All right, I'm going to read number 13, then we're going to go. My chair is rubbing against my desk and, like, groaning. I worked at Arlington National Cemetery while I was in the Army. The tomb guards always talked about seeing or just hearing soldiers marching some nights. We were cataloging graves one night when I thought I saw a soldier in my team up ahead, so I called him over. He answered from behind me. When I looked back, the other soldier was gone. Ooh. What in the hell did you do to your head? Well, the good news is you're in focus. That's funny.
It fixed it, though. Yeah.
Okay, Brent, if you can, Terrence Popp would be a good guy for you to interview. His channel, however, is not solely paranormal genre. It's more comedy, legal, politics type. I mentioned to him about you. Oh, very cool, Drew. I mean, yeah, if you can email me, paranormalportalradio@gmail.com, and give me the contact information or whatever, how I can get a hold of him. I will reach out to him, and we can maybe get him on and have a chat. That would be fun. Turn on the cat ball. Turn on the cat ball.
That's what they were saying for me. Yeah.
What? Oh, for you. Oh, okay. I was like, yeah.
Doing the cat avatar.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay. Yeah. I get it now.
Okay.
I'm not dumb all the time. Just occasionally. Occasionally my IQ drops about 13 points and then things get confusing.
Yeah.
Or 50 or something. I don't know. Sometimes it's almost embarrassing how much I don't get sometimes. And everybody else is chuckling and laughing. I'm like, what happened? It's like I go to full brain melt. I don't know what to do about it. Who the hell's Razors XD? Nice to see you. No, that's you.
Me.
I know, I was joking.
Okay.
All right. See, okay, I guess it runs in the family. All right, never mind. I feel better. I feel so much better now.
Oh, man.
I thought it was just me. Rub the cold bottle on my head. Whew. Damn credit reports. Uh-oh. There you go. That was amazing, Sheldon. Amanda said she liked your kitty head.
Oh, nice. You want me to turn it back on? Oh.
No, I don't, because I don't want to explain that in the shorts every time I use it. You're just screwing up my replayability of a lot of this footage with Kitten Sheldon. Thank you. Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah. I do try to actually repurpose some of this for the show and for promotion and exposure. And you with a kitten head doesn't work in that at all.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, sometimes. All right. Speaking of being right, it's right time for the next part of our show. You know what that is? Any
corner?
There you go.
Ah, yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the last segment of our show tonight. This is the Cryptid Corner. That doesn't mean you're excused. This is, I save everything that I can. I give you 100% throughout the course of the show. So it's not like you just tune in for the news and then just take off. Although, usually I got to say, though, historically, this show has always been like a second half show. Like, I don't know, people come in off the bat. A lot of people are here right off the bat. But then like the second hour is where the numbers just get really bigger. So I don't know who's hogging my audience for half of my show, but I'm glad that after they're done there, they come over here. Wherever you guys are, thank you for joining me finally for the last hour of the show. Maybe they don't like the news. Maybe that's what it is, Sheldon.
Maybe. I doubt it. It's my favorite part. If you don't like what I like, then there's something wrong with you.
Yeah, why not? Yeah, there you go. Marie Garman says, you two are so funny together. Thank you, Marie. It's because he's my kid. I feel safe with him. I know that I can't really offend him, which is nice because he's known me since he came into the world. And he's been putting up with me ever since. So
it's impossible.
Which is really not easy for anybody to do, But Brent, ask the captain about their capture. It's something. What? Captain who? Did I miss something? I don't know what that means. T-Bone.
Not sure.
Who's the captain? Let me know sometime. I stay the entire time if I make it here anyway. Well, thank you, Marie. I appreciate it. And, obviously not everybody can. Life happens. And there is always a lot going on in our personal lives. And even on YouTube, there's a lot of great shows. I don't pretend you guys have to camp out with me, but I love when you do. That's awesome. And of course, when Sheldon joins, it's extra fun. Extra fun. I think Tex is going to be on tomorrow.
Extra.
You are extra.
What's that?
You're all kinds of extra. You're extra loving. That's what I was thinking. Just for the record, people saw Feather Bros. Oh, I was looking over on Rumble. Justin said, back to the video we did watch. People saw fireballs all over the East Coast earlier this week, too. Oh, wow.
Oh, that could be related then.
And he did say, Justin said, man-made, I guess, because I don't think alien spacecraft would have indicator lights. Good point.
That's a good point. Yeah.
I would like to address this quickly though, because I think oftentimes we see things and it may be similar to our function and things that we do, but we may not be able to interpret that exactly. Like a lot of people see UFOs and they have these brilliant lights all over them, and it's like this dazzling light show. And I got a comment one time from somebody. It was like, well, I don't think they're real, because why would they just have Christmas tree lights and, that kind of thing, all these decorative lights and stuff. And I was like, well, we're seeing a display of light, but we don't know what that technology is and what it's doing. Like, it may be visible to us as lights, but it's, performing some part of the function of this incredibly sophisticated and advanced piece of equipment that we couldn't possibly understand. Like, I don't think the lights are decorative. And they're not just to say, well, I'm here, look out, here's my blinky lights. I don't think that that's what they're for. They're not like indicator lights or navigational lights. I think that we're seeing the result of their technology when we see that stuff. So again, like the UFO that I saw, and this isn't really cryptid related, so I apologize, but I do want to address this. The UFO I saw was like two pipe plates. I got to get into frame. God, how do I put my hands? Here we go. But it was like the flying saucer thing, but it wasn't like this on the sides. It was like this. There was a gap in between them, and there was all these panels going around, and they were flashing light. Now, if you've heard my UFO sighting story, you'll know that I was using night vision binoculars for the first time in my life, looking at the night sky. And I just happened to see this hovering above the trees up in the mountains here in North Idaho. And I was like, oh my God, it was the first UFO I'd ever seen. It was real. It was there. This became a real phenomenon to me. There is a difference between knowing and believing. And at that moment, my head exploded and I became a believer. But I was looking through the binoculars with this dazzling, it's a green scale. It was the Generation 1 night vision. And the lights are flashing around the gap in between the upper and the lower part of this craft in a circular chasing light pattern. And I was like, wow, this is incredible. This is amazing. I can't believe it. I got to see it with my own eyes. I lower the binoculars. I can see the stars. I can see the silhouettes of the trees, and it's not there. And I'm like, oh my God, it left. I put the binoculars back up. It's still there. I lower it. It's not there. So the lights weren't decorative. I think the lights were partly how it was cloaking itself, or that was the technology that was being utilized to make it so I couldn't even see it was there. And it blew my mind, and so I don't think the lights are decorative. I think that it's probably their technology. So, hey, Big D came in over at Rumble. Good to see you.
Welcome.
Welcome to Rumble and to the show. All right, so let's get back to the cryptids because we got some to get through. I think we're going to start here in Sasquatch Chronicles. Wes posted a couple more. Let's talk to Wes today. He's been a busy guy.
He's always busy.
I know he is. Yeah, he's a hell of a handyman too. It's like you wouldn't believe the stuff that guy does on his free time. I mean, he does these incredible projects, and he shows me them. I'm like, oh my God, stuff that I would have to hire like 3 different contractors to do. He's just knocking it out in his spare time. It's like, oh my God, very, very, very talented guy. All right, here we go. We're going to start in Sasquatch Chronicles blog, ladies and gentlemen.
Supernatural Station says your UFO story got me remembering. They say we glow as humans, but it's so faint we can't see it with our naked eye. Maybe Bigfoot sees that.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, all people give off infrared light. We do, and maybe ultraviolet too. I don't know if it's both. Chucky'd probably know that. He did a lot of research into the bioluminescence and stuff like that, and how light gives off. So there we go. Here we go. June 27th. Strange noise scares off grizzly bear. So there's always people wondering, well, what would happen if a Bigfoot and a grizzly got, who would win? And just a sidebar, one moment. There was this story or this show that used to be on, I can't remember the cable network or the satellite network, but it was Monsters and Mysteries in America. And you and I used to watch it all the time. You remember that?
Nope. But you're probably right.
I used to make you watch it, or at least I used to occupy the TV when that show was on. I used to watch it all the time, long before I had my show of my own. So there was a captain, a fishing boat captain out of Alaska on there on one episode, and the guy as on their panel or on the show, they had a government. It was from the Homeland Security Department, and she was a micro expression reader, and that's one of the people that the government uses to see, what are the micro expressions saying about what this person is saying? Is it credible? Is it real? Is that, genuine emotion, or is it just, fabricated acting? And these micro expressionists are apparently very good at telling if a person is being legitimate and honest, or if they're just sewing a bunch of bunk. So the guy was telling a story about how he, they to aim on one of anchored in this bay, and they were just huge and that is a bit of 12 out on the beach. Bears, right? The bear on the sniffing. Apparently this big monster grizzly bear just turned tail and bolted like it was a kitten, scared kitten running away. They're like, what in the hell did that? I mean, what could possibly scare this largest of all land animals in this entire region? He's got to be the king. What could have scared him off? And they said, as they were standing there, suddenly the brush started popping, and out from the brush stepped this 9-foot tall Bigfoot who was looking pissed and just looking around. And then it realized they were out there on the boat, and they watched it. And the guys, according to the micro expression analysis, he was absolutely telling the truth. Like the look of shock and the memory of the fear that he felt when he looked at this thing coming out of the brush. It was like this thing was just after that bear, getting it the hell out of there. And so that was my first possible expectation that Bigfoot really is the king of the forest. Like, they're the big guys. They run the place. So, I don't know. Anyway, there you go. That's a kind of a sidebar, but let's see what this story says here. Strange noise scares off grizzly bear. A listener writes, I believe it was 2018 in the springtime when my friend and coworker and I were surveying the Canadian Rockies in British Columbia up in the Kootenay River Valley. Isn't that in your neck of the woods, Chucky? Oh. We survey newly planned forest roads, and I believe it was our second or third day on the job working our way deeper into the forest. We parked our truck at the end of the existing road and headed in. Well, the hike in seemed normal like any other day, given the odd call-outs to alert wildlife were coming through. And we caught up to our work from the day before and began setting control hubs for cross-sectioning. Setting hubs involves finding sticks about 1.5 inches in diameter to pound into the ground with a hatchet to act as a center point. We worked our way up and caught patches of snow when I noticed grizzly tracks about 5.5 inches wide, meaning it was at least a 6-foot tall bear. We kept working, keeping our eyes open and talking, hoping to be heard. And that's when we heard the first vocalization, which in parentheses it says, "Whoo," coming up our path behind us. We looked at each other and pondered what made that sound. We joked about looking at trees to climb and just kept working, noticing more evidence that the grizzly was in there with us. A little while later, another whoo comes from behind us, and all of a sudden, about 20 to 30 yards ahead of us, the grizzly tears off through a patch of alder away from the sound. We were pretty baffled as to what was making that sound and why it would scare off a decent-sized grizzly. So we kept working, wrapping up a switchback until we hit an opening in the forest canopy, and then the final whoo came in from in front of us. The whoo made us stop in our tracks. You could feel it hit your chest and smack your spine. We couldn't see anything and decided to pull out our machetes, hatchets, and bear spray while we ate some food, giving the situation time to play out. Well, nothing else happened, but we call it a day not knowing what that was. We hiked back the next day and nothing else happened. Definitely not acting like lots of people's accounts, but it was the oddest thing I've ever experienced in the bush. And I gotta say, first of all, it seems to me that maybe that bear was waiting for those guys. Maybe it was just like, hey, there's the low-hanging fruit right there coming up the path. And this, if it was indeed a Bigfoot, it was never seen, but the sound was that powerful. And that bear knew that whatever was making that sound was not good. and would really wreck its world. So it took off. So it's almost like that Bigfoot, if it is indeed a Bigfoot, was protecting those workers. Like it was getting that bear the hell out of there.
It kind of does.
Yeah. And maybe when they switched back and came back, maybe the bear was working this way again behind him, and it did the who again. We don't know. They didn't see the bear again, but that's crazy. Is that possible?
I mean, the way the interesting thing is the way they describe the power of that who. Yep. It sounds the same as how you described that noise you heard in the woods.
Yeah.
How powerful and deep and bassy it was.
Mine was a growl, though. It was a growl. It was a growl that just rattled. I mean, it was just vibrating me. It was so scary. Even to this day, I can't tell you how little I felt. You know, and granted, I wasn't a full-grown adult. I was only 14, but you feel like you're pretty tough, and like you're, becoming a man. You're a man. You're kind of get those kid muscles cooking, and you think you got it all worked out, and then, man, that sound came, and it just made me feel tiny and helpless, like suddenly I was an infant, and I didn't dare turn to see what it was. It's another story, folks. If you're not familiar with my stories, sorry, I can't rehash every one of them, every show I bring them up, but just find one of my interviews on Anywhere Spaced Out Radio. I was on with Dave, interviewed me. I think I brought up that one and the UFO one for more context. Also on Sasquatch Chronicles, I was on there, and I told Wes these stories as well. So I think it was even on Bigfoot Odyssey. I've been on so many shows. I was on Supernatural Station sharing some of these. Yeah. So didn't I talk about some of these, Jaron, when I was on there, or is that Roman? I don't know which one. I think it's Jaron. But anyway, I was at the Oregon Zoo and heard the lions and the tigers roar. Yeah, and those are powerful sounds too. Don't get me wrong, but man, whatever made that growl was so big. I've never heard anything like it, and I haven't heard anything like it since. Thank God. It was truly the most terrifying sound I'd ever heard in my life.
And like you kind of described.
Insulation.
It says insulation.
Insulation.
Yeah, I don't know.
For the noise, I suppose.
I don't know. I don't know how that relates, but yeah, insulation. I needed some. I needed some insulation on my shorts. Believe me, because it was pretty. So Rachel says, my who was mild, so was the whistle. 2 individuals in my woods by the road. Wow. That's crazy. Yeah, so the who sound. I've not really heard that described before. Yeah, Brent got the bone-chilling growl. Man, that would have scared you into your next life. It might have, at least part of me. Part of my soul might have jumped ahead to the next one at that point, and that might explain a lot, actually. Weird. Ghost box, yeah. The ghost box is always kind of random. Insulation. Maybe that means something somehow. I don't know. Brent's moments, whatever you do, do not turn around. Yeah, there was no way I was going to turn around. There was no way I was going to see what was about to kill me. There's no way I wanted to look at it. I was just thinking, God, I hope this doesn't hurt. That's literally all I had left to think about. But then it didn't do anything, and I was like, what the hell is that? I don't know. Let's get the hell out of here. So we did. And it didn't chase. It didn't follow. But it was terrifying. So definitely a jumbo Coke bottle dressed in lights. Oh, you're looking at that video, Jose? Yeah. Yeah, that's not a bad summation of that, actually. A jumbo Coke bottle dressed in lights. Yeah, maybe it was just being suspended by a drone out of sight or something. I mean, anything's possible. Anything's possible. And I don't, again, we don't pretend to know or be able to really weigh in on something being absolutely accurate or not, or possible or not, but we just weigh out what we can see and evaluate with what we can see and what we can evaluate from the little clips we get.
Yeah. 3
visitors on the ghost box before speaking. It's funny, 3s come up all the time on this ghost box. That's very interesting that you're saying that, because generally speaking, it's 3, and that number comes up all the time. And that's, I guess, Trinity is always a good thing. So I guess I'll take that as a win. So unless it's bad things, then 3 bad things are much worse than 1. But yeah, that's very interesting.
Supernatural Station saying, I think a big mistake would be to try to match it, challenge those sounds in the woods. Good way to get out of tax season. That's right. Yeah, I mean, you're in their house, when you're in the woods. We're not in our own societal areas anymore. So yeah, I 100% agree. Yeah.
Yeah. Whispering Portal says, I do not trust ghost boxes. And I think that's a good rule of thumb, honestly, because it's very ambiguous that there's anything really going on, but it does use a magnetometer, which can detect EM anomalies. What the hell's an anomalation? I just invent language sometimes just to sound smarter. Did it work?
Yeah. No.
No, I'm an idiot still. Damn it. Sorry.
Oh, no.
But, yeah, what was I going to say, though? I was going to say something else. I think a big mistake would be to try to match the sounds. Oh, I was gonna talk about that. And this is one I've shared a few times on the show. Sorry if it's redundant to those of you who've been around a while, but there was one time I was going out to work, and it was when I worked at the college, Sheldon, and I had to drive 45 minutes, so I'd have to leave home, like 5:30. I think this day I had to leave extra early, but it was a summer day. So it gets bright. It starts getting light out at like 4 a.m. or 4:30 or whatever. So by the time I was leaving, it wasn't like the sunrise was up, but it was still, enough that I could see everything around me. And I'm going out to my car, which is parked in front of the house. And suddenly I hear this like weird whistling up on the hill, way up on the bluff. And I'm like, what the hell is that? So I didn't know. It was like either a whistling or like, or a real high pitched noise. I said, well, what the hell is that? So I heard the sound it made, so I whistled it back. And it was dead quiet. At that time of the morning, not even the birds were really doing much. And then it did it again, but a little bit different. So I mimicked that back. And then I heard brush popping up there, like something was coming through the brush, like coming. And I was like, oh God, I don't know what that was, but this isn't very far, ladies and gentlemen, to where I was growled at as a 14-year-old. So I was like, when I heard that brush popping, I was like, oh, nope, I'm done. So, yeah. Brent constantly sends us to the dictionary. There should be a Brenttionary where it's like all the words I've made up throughout the course of this show so that people can look at it and reference it. Oh, that's what he means.
Yeah, no kidding.
Sometimes I invent them. Sometimes they're real words. I don't know. I don't blame you on that one, Brent. Yeah. I mean, it was a weird sound, and I was like, oh, I'm going to whistle it back. I don't know what the hell that is. And then it did another one, and then I did it back. And then I started, and this is a bluff, like a bluff behind the house, up and it's hard to imagine, but imagine houses butted right up against a bluff, because that's like where we lived, and it was all wooded all the way up this bluff, all the way up, and it was just that weird whistle, and then I whistled back, and then it whistled again, and I whistled back, and then suddenly there's brush popping, and I'm like, what the hell is that? And it was getting louder, like pop, 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 like something's moving down the hillside. I guess it didn't appreciate me a lot. And I was like, well, I don't need to see what the hell that is. I'm going to get to work. So I got in my car and just left and went up the road. Unfortunately, the road goes past the higher part of the bluff. So I was like, yeah, God, I sped out and went to work. So. Yeah.
My God.
Yeah, never whistle back. Yeah.
Could you, when you heard the popping, could you tell how many legs you were hearing?
No, I didn't hear like footsteps. I heard like it was blowing through brush. Oh. Like it was like popping brush moving through it. Like I didn't know that it was a challenge or that I was, mocking it or whatever. And maybe they're really sensitive. I don't know. The Native Americans, First Nations often said, you don't whistle in the woods. And I didn't know that until after, but I had since heard that. Yeah.
It's like, oh, you want to go? Okay, I'll go.
Oh yeah. All right. It's go time. No, it's not go. It's me go to work time. Yeah. Amen.
Oh, God.
Amen. So that's a true story. I don't know what it was. I didn't see anything. I still don't know what it was, but I suspect since it was close to the area that I was growled at, could be one and the same thing. Yeah, I don't know. There you go. Classic dad with the toddler. Oh, I can picture a juvenile just getting on the nerves of an adult Bigfoot male, just challenging him with every sound. They probably deal with that all the time. They're probably trigger happy. Yeah, could be a trigger. I could have triggered it, but I did find out later that First Nations a lot of times they don't whistle in the woods. You just don't do it. I didn't know that. Maybe it's okay if you mimic a bird, but maybe if you whistle, it'll draw them in. I don't know. Very strange story. All right, we're going to go to the next one. I guess another Sasquatch Chronicles one. I guess, I don't know, how long is this one? Yeah, we can read this one. Unfortunately, I've ended up editorializing most of this segment. Sorry if that's distracting. I just get it's nice when you've got a personal story that can relate to something that's from an article, because I think our own stories are really fascinating as well. And not just only my own, your guys' stories, those of you that have shared stories with me have been awesome, amazing. And I love when you guys share your stories in the chat, although then I'm like, damn, how do I get that back? Because I will, if you don't want to be a guest on the show, I would definitely cover your stories. So if any of you out there listening to me would I'm not really into appearing on a podcast, but I'd be good with you telling my story, because I'll be happy to narrate your story. Just email it to me at paranormalportalradio@gmail.com. I've got a few that came in recently, but not enough for a brand new episode. Also, side note, I just wrapped up season 6 of the podcast, and I'm going to take a few weeks off just because I need some time just to not have to focus on that and focus on the rest of the things that I have to focus on. The live shows will continue, don't worry. But I'm just not going to release any new podcast episodes for the next couple weeks anyway. I'm planning on taking a couple weeks off, but maybe a third week. We'll see how it goes. So just to let you know, but the newest episode is out. It's another one from Jeff Guichard, who is from the UK. Just a wonderful guy. He's just been a fantastic guest. And he's going to appear on a third show coming up at some point in the future, but that'll be season 7. So, yeah. Yeah, I like telling listener stories too, Jaron. You're right. Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So there we go. Brent, you bring up a great topic. Why whistling is said not to do it at night or out in the forest. It's one of those underlying rules in various cultures. Yeah, it is. Yep. Well, it was 5 a.m, so it wasn't really at night. It was dawn, But anyway, let's read this one, the last one for the night. Very large head and eyes, June 26th, from Sasquatch Chronicles blog. Special thanks again to Wes. Appreciate you, brother. A listener writes, my friend Garrett and I were filming an amateur documentary about missing persons case that happened back in 1993, I believe. The missing persons case happened in Brandingham Lake in the Adirondacks. Do you know I couldn't say Adirondack to save my life for a long time? I would always pronounce it Adirondack. I could not actually I could not make it.
It does look like that.
I know. Adirondacks. But it took me forever to be able to say Adirondack. I don't know.
Quince.
What does it say? Quince. Quince. What the hell does that mean? Is that relevant? Somebody look up Quince and let me know.
Coincidence?
Well, no, maybe it's somehow related. I don't know. Maybe it is. That's not a bad guess, actually. All right. So anyway, the Adirondacks, and my hiking cabin is only about 4 miles away. We were hiking on the trail, and he went missing during the daytime. And pretty much the whole time we felt we were being watched. Let me reread that. We were hiking on the trail where he went missing during the daytime. Who? Oh, they're looking for a missing person. Okay. Sorry, I broke it up too much there and lost the topic. I lost the plot there for a second, folks, but I'm back. And pretty much the whole time we felt like we were being watched. And the woods were dead silent. After getting back to my cabin, we decided to go on a night hike near the cemetery. Well, I brought my night vision camera to get some footage along with the infrared flashlight just to help out the camera. And Garrett had his flashlight and phone, and in the video we recorded, you can hear rustling to the left of us just out of view. Well, as we panned the camera around at the time, I didn't see it, but the camera picked up a white silhouette of a humanoid creature about 5 to 6 feet tall with a very large head and eyes. About a minute after the camera captured this creature, me and Garrett see this pale-skinned creature on a hill about 200 feet in front of us. It was dead still, and we could see the outline of it. We didn't know what it was, so we started jogging back. We both turned around and saw it about 50 feet away from us now in the middle of the path. And then we sprinted as fast as we could back to the cabin, and luckily, nothing else happened that night. Ever since that encounter, me and Garrett feel like we're being watched in that stretch of woods. And we wonder if this creature is connected to the missing person case of Earl Eric Dunkel. We have a theory that whatever this thing is that followed us from the path he went missing on back to the cabin where we had our sighting. And I'll also send you a still frame of the video I recorded. And that, yeah, it says creepy. I'd love to see the picture he referenced. Yeah, it's not posted here. And, you know, I don't know if you ever sent it to Wes or not, but it's interesting. It sounds like it might be a pale crawler, you know, the ghouls, if you will. That sounds very much like that. And those things are extra creepy. I don't know what they are, but they sure bother me. I mean, on a very deep level. I don't know what they are, but they bother me. What do you think about those, Sheldon?
For what specifically?
The pale crawlers or the ghouls, you know, those.
Oh, they terrify me.
Yeah.
If I were to, no, that's, no.
That's a big no cake right there.
They scare me more than Dogman, Bigfoot.
Yeah.
I think that, oddly enough, I don't know what it is about them, but yeah, they're one of the top ones that scare me.
Yeah, they freak me out too. I don't know what they are. Brent, drop by Spaced Out Radio when you have time on vacation, if you can. I will. I'll come on anytime Dave wants me on, then I can make it. Dave has my undying love and affection, but yeah, he's a good guy. What?
Quince is a fruit, by the way.
Quince is a fruit? Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
Species of flowering plant in the rose family, but it bears fruit called quince.
Okay. Quince. All right. Marie Garman says rake. Yeah, a lot of people call them rake. Rake's more of a new buzzword for it, but I think it's just this, it's a very old phenomenon that was referred to as ghouls, I think, personally. That's my personal take on it, but I don't think a lot of this stuff just appears. Even like black-eyed kids, I think that's a very old phenomena too. I don't know, but I think a lot of the vampire legends could be based off of whatever those are. You know, the legends and the Hollywoodization of vampires. But I think there's also vampires. Don't get me wrong. Again, season 3, episode 46, I think that was Phil. And it's a fascinating story of his encounter with an actual vampire twice in his life. Once as a 4-year-old boy and once as an adult. And both stories are absolutely fascinating and freaky and wild. But
yeah,
lots of things out there, ladies and gentlemen. Jose says, I didn't even know that was a fruit. I didn't either. It does sound familiar. Ghoul are a type of jinn. Oh, interesting, Chucky.
Oh.
Well, jinn is a very Islamic version of whatever that is. I mean, it's an Islamic interpretation. Jinn is very specific to that, but I don't know how that merges or whatever, or at least Arabic. It might be Arabic in origin, but I know that the Quran talks of the jinn, and so I don't know if it predates that. It probably does, I guess, because the Quran is from, I think, wasn't Muhammad from the 600s or something like that? I don't know, or 1600s. I don't remember. No, I don't think it was 16. Maybe it was. I don't know. I'm not good with history. I'm not good with a lot of things that require knowledge. Just the paranormal. But anyway. Yeah, Brent, you didn't say, you said didn't like the Fresno Nightcrawlers either. No, I don't. The things that look like pants, they look just like marionettes to me. I can't get behind that that's a real phenomenon personally. It just looks way too marionette-y, like somebody's got some strings rigged and they're just making pants walk down the street. It's just, I don't know. I can't get there. Brent, while you are sort of vacation for 3 weeks, does that mean you're not available to be interviewed on other podcasts? No, absolutely not. I'm just taking a step back from producing my own podcast for a few weeks. My workload gets like so incredibly daunting and heavy that I need some sanity breaks. And it's not like I don't take any breaks. I do here and there. I take a day and just, spend it with the family or whatever. But it's just, I just want to not think about something for a while. So that's what I'm going to do. But I'm still going to do the live shows here as far as I can. As much as I can. I expect the schedule to be pretty consistent. But if it's not, I'll let you know on social media or on the Discord server. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, become part of our Discord server. Right, Sheldon?
Yes, absolutely. I'm going to put the link right in the chat. Rachel had earlier as well, but we'll do it again. Right there. Stay up to date with the amazing community that we have all fostered, the best community on this platform, in my opinion.
On the Discord platform, absolutely.
Well, on YouTube, my opinion.
Well, yeah, that's true. Yeah. This community is amazing. It is. You guys make it amazing, though. Yeah. And what else, Sheldon?
Oh, yeah, guys, don't forget the home base of the Paranormal Portal, paranormalportal.net. There it is. My browser destroyed all of my links. There we go. Paranormalportal.net, the home base of the Paranormal Portal. You can always stay up to date on when new episodes are coming out, when Dad's going to be going live, and there's also an interview me button. So if you have an amazing story to share, you can schedule your very own interview.
Dun, dun, dun. There you go, folks. That's going to be it for us tonight. Go over and watch Dave Scott on Spaced Out Radio. I'm sure it's going on right now as we speak. I always love his intro. I love that Bumblefoot song, Little Brother. That's a brilliant song. And it's actually on my Spotify playlist now because I've fallen in love with that song. But anyway, just remember, love you all. Be good, be kind, be nice. Take care of each other. Find the magic in every day. And remember to laugh as much as you can. And I'll be back tomorrow night. And I think Tex will be joining me. So I guess we'll have a full boat this week. So good deal. All right, guys. Good night, everybody. Take care of yourselves. And I'll stop over on Spaced Out Radio and say hi. In the chat. I'm not expecting to appear on camera, but I'll say hello. So good night, everybody. See ya tomorrow. Same place, same time. Good night, everybody.